Hey everybody, Tony here. Nothing but car reviews, aka Dark Talking Music. We have another sit down podcast for you. Got my co-host Rye615 here. Catch him on Twitch, Kick, and all of that. And we're just gonna go over a little news that we've been talking about a little before the show today. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Um, Kevin McCarthy just saw this alert on Bloomberg a few minutes ago. Is in trouble. He might be the first speaker to actually lose his job in the House. So I guess all the other speakers beforehand, basically the House Speaker is someone who is in control of the House of Representatives, and what they do is they just kind of they're the Speaker, so they're just kind of facilitate, every all the meetings and everything that goes on there. So I guess usually whoever's in control of the House they basically have a speaker that I don't know if they elect or it's chosen by whatever, but they're who's basically over the majority side of the house. So I think there's a little tension going on the Republican side is between the ultra conservatives and just the regular conservatives, because I think McCarthy did something that the Trump conservatives didn't like, and then now there's like a vote on getting him fired, and that's apparently going to be the first time that's happened in U.S. history. So I wanted to put that out there. Just kind of weird, especially as all this election stuff is starting to go down for the 24 election, where we're gonna have a new president, or we might have a new president. We're gonna have a new election. So I just wanted to put that out there. You got anything to say about it?
I don't know too much about what's going on with all that, but I just think, just in general, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And you hear about the government, everything that was going on with them, and now this, and we do have another election coming up soon, and it's just the government and just everything up there. It just feels like something's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just we hope for the best, so and for our nation and everyone else, but.
Yeah, I'm wondering because I actually heard that there are going to be some. At least my lender was telling me that a lot of the times in an election year, the interest rates fluctuate quite a bit. So I think housing rates are at the highest they've been in a minute,
Mm,
and I'm wondering if they're going to either shoot up or shoot down right before the election. So it might be a good or a bad time to buy a house. And it might just be coincidentally having something to do with the whole COVID thing. So just as COVID is pretty much, I mean, when's the last time you heard anything about COVID? Like, it's been a minute. So
yeah.
as the funds for that are kind of dying down and we're kind of just getting back to normal as a society, I'm wondering how this is going to affect the interest rates as people have been paying top dollar for houses. They've been taking on the record amount of debt.
Mm,
So just something to keep a lookout for. So I just wanted
mm-hmm.
to again address that. But let's talk about something that you were actually involved in this weekend. Talladega.
Talladega. Yeah, that was it was a blast going out there in Alabama. It was my first race ever. Well, big NASCAR race. You know what I mean? Just watching. We had the truck race on Saturday, and then big races on Sunday, and then
Okay.
Saturday night they had Hardy come in for the little infield concert that they have
Okay. Okay.
every spring and I guess beginning of fall or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I
yeah, it
heard
was a
there was a
blast.
fight.
Yeah, we were actually standing out there, and I think Hardy had just came on, or he was singing his first song or something like that, and it packed out house.
Yeah.
He did sing "Soul Out." You know what I mean? But which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's just a lot of people, and it's just been a lot of drinking going on all day. You know what I mean? Since the morning, and it's just a huge, I guess, misunderstanding. But it was just about six people got into a huge fist fight. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Some big, huge, meaty people too. Look like they just stay inside Gold's Gym.
And this was before the big race on Sunday.
It's before the big race on Sunday. Yeah, they couldn't even make it to it, but
Oh man.
it was pretty exciting. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's interesting. I've always wanted to go experience that Ricky Bobbiness, and I feel like you
Uh,
definitely got that this weekend.
oh yeah, and they were loving it. Like all the racers and all the drivers, you know, what I mean, they were getting into the whole like Old Spice and all the other stuff, and just all the scenes you see in Talladega Nights. You know what I mean? They were getting into like all the cameo and everything. And it was kind of funny, honestly. I haven't seen that movie too many times, but it was like so much funnier for everyone else out there because I'm sure they've seen that movie, at least over 100 times.
Yeah.
So, but
That's pretty cool though. I mean, it's cool you got to go to the race, definitely.
yeah.
Well, while we're on the topic of sports, I want to talk about a few things. So, first of all, what's going on with the Damian Lillard trade?
Damian Lillard trade. I believe they traded him over to the Milwaukee Bucks for a few pieces. But before I get into that, just start off by saying that Damian did want to get traded to the Miami Heat. I'm pretty sure he was in talks with like Jimmy Butler and whatnot before the season even ended. And you know what I mean? They talked. They were good pals. Like they had a game plan for for being on the same team basically. And
Okay.
I guess things just didn't work out that way. So
Huh.
they eventually got the trade done that he was that he was asking for, but it just wasn't to the same team.
Oh.
And so yeah, they get traded to the Bucks, and I believe the Bucks traded Drew Holiday, which is like he's all NBA,
Yeah,
defense.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
He's pretty good. And yeah, so that's where we stand right now with that. So we'll see. Like the East is going to be kind of hyped up this year, though, in the NBA, though. So just be ready.
Okay. I'm excited for that. I feel like the East has kind of just been on the back burners for a minute, especially like with the majority of the Eastern team. Now, obviously, as you get closer, like as they start playing the the Eastern championships and things of that nature, and of course the finals, I feel like there's an actual game to be had there. But you just kind of see. I feel like, at least to me, and I don't watch as much, probably you do, but I just feel like the East is a little more laid back, as opposed to the West, where you have your Steph Curry's and things of that nature. So I'm hoping that there'll be some good basketball this season after all that's happened. But what about what was it, Jimmy Butler? I heard something had happened with him this week too.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Butler came out for his I think his off season or whatever kind of interview they do, or you know what I mean, or he might just have practice that day, just doing an interview, and it came out and had like all long dark hair and like eyeliner, just kind of like an emo effect.
Huh.
Yeah, just I guess trying to respond back to like his attitude coming towards his season, just because they had everything lined up. I mean, it could or could not have to do with it, but it made the most sense. And you know, he's honestly upset. He already noted that on over social media and whatnot. He's just upset in general that they didn't get Damian Lillard. So
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't know all that had something to do with that.
yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, back to sports. Well, staying on sports. Everybody's been keeping up with good old Deion Sanders. So, what happened this weekend? Because I heard it was a high-scoring game, but is that his first loss of the season that he got?
So for Colorado, that's gonna be their second loss.
Okay.
And it's their second loss in a row, which they only have two losses, but it is back-to-back weeks that they have, and they've both been ranked teams. They played Oregon. That's their first loss, the Ducks, and then they had to go next door to USC and face the Trojans. Or I think they had gone back home, but they faced the Trojans. And,
Oh, okay.
They just got off to a bad start, and I feel like, especially in college football, when you get off to a bad start or get behind, you know what I mean. Like it's kind of hard to ask, these student athletes to be like, okay, like yeah, we need to get 28 points in 10 minutes or something like that. So they tried, and I believe the score when it got out of hand was like 41-14, and they rallied all the way back. And I think the final was 48-41.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they put in a lot of effort there then. I know he was proud of his team, but just couldn't quite get it.
Well, I think you then hated at that point, because if you were able to come back like that, if you had been playing like that from the jump, you would have been able to win the game. So that sucks, but that's just what makes football so much fun, I think, to watch, because anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
But what else were you going to talk about? I think you said something about new Drake was coming out.
For all the dogs, I don't know the whole exactly when the album's supposed to be releasing. But I was just talking about it and bringing it up to you beforehand because Just a lot of rumors that it's supposed to be like all of his older albums, you know what I mean, where everything's kind of just slower and he's kind of more of like speaking to someone, you know what I mean, and just it's just how he used to address people's like feelings and stuff, and that kind of like flow, to
So that's the kind of, is it new music? All it's supposed to be new?
all of it's new, yeah,
Oh,
all of
okay.
it's new, all of it's gonna be new, but it's supposedly supposed to be giving the fans what they want, like old Drake. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Okay. Well, along that same subject, when it comes to music, I don't know if a lot of people actually still keep up with Colbie Caillat, but I think she's supposed to have a new project drop this Friday, and I've actually heard a few of the songs, and kind of going off of Drake wanting, Drake trying to give people his old flow and whatnot. There's this one song that Colbie did with Sheryl Crow, which I actually like, but it's very similar to a song that she had on an album about almost 10 years ago, which I love that album. I love pretty much every song on there, but I thought that was interesting, and she changed up a few words. I think I like the original better, but some of the new stuff that I've heard, just the preview tracks, I think that's really going to be a really good album, especially because the last one or the last couple, I don't know, but I just wasn't really feeling them 100%. Maybe I didn't give them a good chance or whatever, or give them a good listen. But I feel like this one, especially with the pre-releases being as good as they've been for me, at least, I feel like that's going to be something that I've been waiting for a minute since that 2014 album.
Yeah. And just to second you on that, I've always been a Colbie Caillat fan. You know what I mean? And the thing I've always liked about her music was that you just heard one song, and it was just like that pull from that one song or like a few songs on her album was just like it was just like a magnet. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It just had you reaching more into her bag to see what else she had.
yeah,
And
yeah,
eventually you were listening to every single song that she had. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So you saying that kind of excites me, just so I can get on there and listen to a song, and then if you know what I mean, it's just gonna have the same Colbie effect. You just keep on going from that up and down. So
yeah. No skips.
yeah,
Yep.
no skips. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Well, when it comes to music, we try to keep up on that, but something that's been kind of interesting, kind of along the same lines, has been this. Taylor Swift, I think, has been going on this Eras tour. I don't even know if it's over. I haven't really been following it, but I know a lot of people have gone to see it and said it was incredible. I had my girl, one of her, I think, yeah, her sister went and saw her in concert, I think, and they paid like something crazy, like $1,000 to do what, I don't know. It was a lot of money, but they said it was like the greatest experience ever, so on and so forth. But here recently, she's basically been taking over the NFL, it seems like, in sports in general, just where she's been like headline news when it comes to football with this whole Travis Kelce situation. So, kind of explain to me what's going on there, because I don't watch football that much, but I heard she's been, especially with Kansas City, she's been kind of taking all the attention.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what. At this point, they might as well put the rest of Kansas City's games on Sunday Night Football, as long as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are going to be together, because the camera's going to be on her. And it just seems like that's what everyone wants to see. Is Taylor Swift. You can't really blame them, but at the same time, she does bring a pretty hefty load of attention.
Yeah.
When she does walk in any building.
Yeah.
For that case. So, but it's it's exciting for the NFL. I'm sure everyone's having fun with it, and just wishing them the best. Travis and Taylor Swift, whatever's going on with that. I'm sure everyone's wishing them the best, and just enjoying the whole atmosphere. I'm sure she's changing Kansas City and everywhere she's going. So
Yeah. What about I think they had the mom was with Taylor Swift. What was it, the weekend before this past Sunday, and then this Sunday she was sitting with the guy who's supposed to be Jake from State Farm. And I've just been, basically everybody who has social media has seen this timeline of, especially if you follow either Taylor Swift or football or really anything, you're seeing a meme of Taylor Swift in the NFL or Travis Kelce's mom being with whoever. And then there was something going on where people were getting mad because Taylor Swift is at this game with Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and some other notable people, and people were like, they didn't see Ryan Reynolds at the Jets game. All they're worried about is Taylor Swift and blah, blah, blah. And I do think it's funny because I don't follow Taylor Swift that much, but I'm assuming that this is one of the few, well, especially 2 weekends in a row, 2 of the few NFL games that she's actually been to. So I just find that pretty interesting. And I was saying earlier, I'm sure the NFL was like, look, since you're already kind of talking with Travis anyway, why don't we throw you $50 million and you just start showing up every weekend? They'll get their money back. But yeah, I just find that fascinating, honestly. I mean, Taylor Swift is a pretty likable person, I think, but I just find it very interesting that whatever she gets involved in, it just like revolves. And I don't even think she does it on purpose. Like she gets involved in something, and then whoever was there first or the reason that she's there, all of a sudden she takes all of that attention.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, the NFL has Carrie Underwood still. You know.
What you mean?
For Sunday Night Football, she sings a song.
Oh, yeah, not for long.
Yeah.
Taylor's taking that spot.
Well, I was thinking, when I was talking to somebody else about the other day, that they'd probably have Lainey Wilson come in and take her spot. So, this is the same thing, but hey, Taylor Swift works too. I don't know. She'll be able to get them notes.
It'd be a duet. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah. Well, last thing I want to talk about, because I think you kind of had a little info on this, but this freaking, it's old news kind of, but it's new to me. I just found out about it today, but apparently there's this freaking alien that Mexico said was 1,000 years old and it was buried or whatever, and you said that it looked like they basically made it or stole it from like a movie set or something, because it looks like just any traditional alien.
Yeah, any alien you just draw out when you're a kid, or see like in pictures or like in coloring books or something like that with the UFO next to it.
Oh man, they were like, hey, let's go ahead and say that we found an alien buried somewhere. So do you know anything about that story?
I honestly do not. I know a lot about the memes that they've made out of it, because I know no one believes it, and I'm pretty sure they were just full of it. But no, you said the same. I'd seen the same picture you were saying. You know, little alien or whatever it is laying the little thing, and it's just when you first see it, you pretty much just believed on the first day. After that, it's kind of just like whatever. But people would start making memes of it, and like they would have like a knife too, and they start cutting it. It would just be like a cake, you know. It was just like, you know what I mean. So,
oh man,
they're having fun with that. But who knows, man? I mean, who really knows what's out there? If you think about it, you know, we've really never seen any actual proof. You look at YouTube and all the other stuff, but who really knows what's out there?
Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily have proof of what's out there. And I think what's interesting about that even more is that we don't have proof that it isn't out there.
Right.
When you think about it. So, I mean, aliens could be, I mean, there's so many different places in outer space we haven't discovered. I think there's even so many different spots here on Earth that we haven't discovered. Just underground, in the water, all of that. So, I just think it's we'll follow that story and see if that plays out, or if we find out that whoever came up with that was full of it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, end of the podcast here. Thank you all for watching. We're going to try and, I've been saying this for weeks, but we're going to try and do it a little bit more often and kind of be more prepared. But we like having this, I think, atmosphere where we just kind of come up with topics or see what's going on, then kind of give our spin on it. Because unlike a lot of people out there, we're not out here trying to push an envelope or something. We're just out here having fun. So I want to thank you all for watching. Please make sure you like, comment if you have any questions, subscribe if you liked what you saw today, and we'll catch you on the next one.